Hello, everyone. I figured I would start a little bit early so that way give people a chance to get in here. But yeah, let's watch some Raw. All right. How is everybody's day today going so far? It's actually cooled down quite a bit here, which is good. I just came in from outside. We had a little birthday party for Tilly today after work. She's 14 this month. So it was my neighbor's son's little. Hello, Ian. How are you? It was my neighbor's son's birthday today, and I decided that we would have a little party for Tilly like he had yesterday. And here's Thomas already. So how are you today, Ian? Did you have a good day? Yeah, I just figured I would start the stream a little bit early just so that way when Raw starts, some people might be in here. So I had a pretty good day today. But yeah, let a few more people get in here, and by that time Raw should be started. And we can have a little bit of fun. Can't wait to see what happens tonight with Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is supposed to talk about what Randy Orton did to Ric Flair. So I'm very excited about seeing what happens with that. So yeah, that's what I'm waiting for on here. Gotta move the fan for Mr. Thomas, don't you know? So how was your day today, Ian? Was it good or bad or indifferent? Same shit, a different day? But yeah. So yeah, we had a little birthday party for Tilly, and like I was saying, yeah, it was kind of cute. We sang happy birthday to her. My son's neighbor is 5, or my neighbor's son is 5. So I think he enjoyed having a little birthday party for Tilly, and I got her a little doggy cupcake, and we put some candles in it and lit the candles. I think his dad did a little video, so I'll have to have him send me that, and we'll put it up so you guys can see. We did a couple pictures. So yeah. But yeah, so that was my day today. Wasn't bad. It was pretty good. The weather was good today. All right, so Raw should be starting soon. They had a movie on before it, and that's ending now. But yeah, today was pretty good. Ian, did you watch SmackDown? SmackDown was pretty good. I did a video on that. But yeah, so SmackDown was pretty good this week or last week. Thomas. But yeah. Oh, to Thomas. Waiting for more people to get in here. I know I'm a little early, so. But that was why I started early, so give people a chance to get in here and get their self situated and watch some Raw with me. But yeah, SmackDown, Raw's supposed to be pretty good tonight. So, like I said, I'm excited to see what happens with Shawn Michaels and Randy Orton. Is Randy Orton going to take out Shawn Michaels? Is Shawn Michaels going to be able to get the sweet chin music before? Oh, Jesus. They're messing with the intro now. I'm assuming it's the rioters. Let's see. I don't know. We'll have to see. But the intro, Ross, started to go a little crazy. And now Tilly's going a little crazy. Tilly! All right. So let's get this started. All right. So as you know, SummerSlam is this Sunday. So that's part of the reason I'm expecting Raw to be so good tonight, because it is the Monday before SummerSlam. So supposedly this Friday, they're going to be out of the Performance Center. I don't know how true that is. They were broadcasting that on last Friday, that this Friday they would be in a different location and they would not be at the Performance Center. They're saying there's a possibility Rey Mysterio could be on Raw tonight to confront Seth Rollins on what he did to Dominic last week. Tilly! I'll be right back. Stop! What are you barking at? What's the matter? What? Come on. Sorry about that, guys. Thought something was out there. She was staring over by the coop, barking. All right, so now we have Drew McIntyre coming out with his title. I'm really starting to like Drew McIntyre. I've always kind of liked him, at least this turnaround with Raw. I didn't necessarily like him his last bout with Raw, but I do like him this turnaround with Raw. I think he's doing a much better job this time. He's older. He's matured. Tilly! Stop! Hey! My goodness. All right, so now they are talking about, they're showing what happened with Randy Orton last week. I'm assuming that Drew McIntyre is going to address this. Tilly! Hey! Come over here! Tilly! Stop! I'm about to throw something at you. Tilly! I'll be right back. I am sorry. So it's just a recap of Randy Orton and Ric Flair from last week. Like I said, I believe Drew McIntyre is going to address this tonight. He is the one that came out at the end of the attack on Ric Flair to prevent. I don't know if you guys have heard, but apparently someone broke into Sonya Deville's house, I believe, over the weekend. And he had a plan of kidnapping Sonya Deville. I saw a news article today about it. Apparently, he's been stalking her for a few years, and it's been a plan he has thought about for a while, but he had never had the courage to put it into action. And apparently, he finally decided to put it into action. She notified the police when he cut through a screen, and he was found with like duct tape, rope, things like that. And he had told the police when he was arrested that his plan was to kidnap Sonya Deville. So I don't know what's going to come of that. So here we are still going over the Randy Orton and Ric Flair situation. And of course, we know that Randy punts Ric Flair. But yeah, like I said, I don't know if any of you had heard about that. Joseph Girl, woo! Thanks for joining me. Are you not working tonight, Joseph? So, Joseph, we're just watching I'm assuming you have Raw on. So, we're just watching a recap of Randy Orton and Ric Flair from last week when McIntyre came out to stop Randy from doing anything further to Ric Flair. McIntyre is in the ring tonight. He's the first segment, and I'm assuming that's why they're going over this. He's going to address it, I believe. Nice. Well, that's good that at least you're home and comfy with your feet up. All right, so now we're back to Drew McIntyre in the ring. And he is addressing Randy Orton. And he's saying what Randy did is unforgivable. He brutalized Ric Flair. Crowd starts booing a little bit. 16-time champ. Icon. 71 years old. An icon. Joseph, you got to sleep. And he's saying that Ric Flair was someone Randy grew up around. He said that Rick was his protector, his friend. And how Ric Flair last week told him that he loved Randy Orton and he wanted Randy to be one to break his record. All right, and he's saying how he's going to severely hurt Randy in at SummerSlam, not just for him, but for everyone that Randy has screwed over. It's kind of funny. The screen's kind of going crazy. If you can see this, they're like interrupting Drew McIntyre or the screen of him and showing other things on the screen. They're going back to the announcers. I'm assuming the announcers can see this on their monitors. It's now they're going to the back car area where they see the rioters in there. The rioters are taking over the control vans. Hello, Dreams. Yes, Dreams, I did. So we have what were they, Retribution or something like that, in the trailers where they control the programming and the commercials, and they have forced them to go to a commercial. Joseph, have you been under a rock? Seriously, this has been going on for weeks, Joseph. Weeks, my boy. If you don't know who these guys are, you're sad, Joseph. You are very, very sad. These guys have been around for weeks. They've been on SmackDown. I don't think it's AEW, Joseph. It's part of a storyline. I think it's either connected to CM Punk or the stalker that was on SmackDown. They seem to do more damage on SmackDown than they do on Raw. This is the first Raw that I could think of that they've really kind of taken over the show. They've done it the past couple of weeks on SmackDown, at some point taken over the show. I have no clue who they are because it doesn't matter. Well, Joseph, apparently it does, because you have no clue what's going on. And yeah, Joseph, you should really pay attention to things that are happening. And now you're lost. You're not in the loop. And I don't know what we're going to do with you. And Thomas is blocking my chat screen. So we got to get him to move. And the chances of him moving are slim to none. Come here. Oh, I'm feeling Shawn Michaels head punk coming. What Doris said, LOL. Doris, you have no clue what's going on for tonight. I have no clue what's going on for tonight. What do you mean I have no clue what's going on for tonight? I've been watching Raw, Joseph, and SmackDown. Apparently you haven't. So, Shawn Michaels is going to be on Raw tonight. So, he's supposed to, and don't good job, Thomas, Joseph. Don't good job, Thomas. I meant me, LOL. I'm glad you corrected yourself, Joseph, because I know you have no clue on what's going on tonight, because apparently you have no clue on what's going on at all. So, Raven, we're just trying to catch Joseph Grohl up. Apparently, Joseph Grohl has been behind. He had no idea who the Retribution people were. I'm pretty sure their name is Retribution. It's something like that. It's just some silly thing that they've been kind of causing a ruckus. Joseph, and apparently you didn't watch my video from Friday because you would have saw them. You would have... Oh, Jesus. Now you got Ian going. Ian, the guy's dressed up in black. That's who. The Retribution guys. The guys that just attacked the guys doing the trailer work. Watch these guys, Ian. See the guys dressed up all in black with baseball bats? That is who we're talking about. Joseph had no clue who these guys were, even though you probably could beat them with the diamond cutter, Joseph, because I haven't seen them actually wrestle. But yeah, so these guys have been on both Raw and SmackDown for the past couple of weeks. They've done more damage on SmackDown than they have on Raw up until tonight. And apparently on SmackDown, the SmackDown locker room chased them out. And apparently you didn't watch my video either, Ian. All right, so now Drew McIntyre is in the back. Our locker room isn't doing something about it. Now Drew McIntyre is saying how they should band together. Oh, and here comes Mr. Monday Night. Retribution's a problem, Seth Rollins says. And he says that Raw already has a Messiah, which is him, that is capable of dealing with this. And Drew McIntyre is telling him that the locker room isn't going to help him because they don't respect him. And if they don't respect him now, they ever going to respect him. Thank you, Mike. All right, and Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins is telling Drew McIntyre he's going to teach him how to be a champion and a WWE superstar. And Ricochet is telling Seth Rollins Rey Mysterio is going to be there tonight. Well, and Seth Rollins is saying that Rey is not going to be there tonight. Drew is accusing Seth of being scared. Seth Rollins is saying he's not scared. He knows how to protect people around him, unlike Drew McIntyre, who last week couldn't even protect Ric Flair. All right, looks like they're going to have a little bit of a throwdown. And now we have MVP coming out to the ring. He's more than likely going to be with Shelton Benjamin and Lashley. And here he comes, and sure enough, here comes Lashley and Shelton Benjamin right behind him. MVP, as usual, is in his nice little suit, trying to walk like a thug. He doesn't do very good at it. Joseph, you're like behind, brother. Mike is probably hit and gone, man. He don't stay in the stream. He just comes, likes, says hi, and leaves. Joseph. All right, so now the announcers are talking about Retribution and talking about the chaos they've caused. he says that they're out here to make a statement about retribution. Susie to anyone, how are you? Thank you. MVP says the Hurt Business is calling out retribution, while the rest of the locker room's in the back worrying about where they'll strike next. He's saying that retribution isn't tough, that the three of them are tough. And you saw the camera go a little loopy. What do you think? Do you think maybe some of the retribution guys are controlling the cameras? Oh my God, I smoke a lot, and God forbid when I cough nowadays. Hee. Oh, trust me, Susie. Me too, girl. There's times when that happens to me. I don't smoke 2 packs a day either, but that's still how we're at that age. Now MVP saying that retribution is Apollo Cruz's baby, that he hatched Apollo Cruz to get revenge when he was out. And MVP saying that retribution showed up around the same time that he faced Apollo Cruz for the U.S. Championship. So he's still saying how it's a conspiracy. And this brings out Apollo. And Apollo Cruz is saying how he knew MVP would make excuses. And here goes some of the lights, I think. Did anybody else see that? The lights in the back starting to go out. Apollo saying that MVP knows he can't beat him without help, just like Shelton Benjamin. MVP saying that Apollo's career has had more stops than a car. Not too much, Joseph. Just MVP running his mouth about retribution and how the Hurt Business is calling them out and how he's blaming Apollo Cruz for retribution being on the scene and how retribution showed up just as Apollo Cruz had faced MVP for the U.S. title. So he's still saying it was a conspiracy against him during his title match. Oh, the crappy business. Yes, the crappy business. So Apollo Cruz just said that if he beats Shelton Benjamin tonight, then Shelton and Lashley will be banned from ringside and they will be forced to stay in catering at SummerSlam so they can't interfere in the match. And here we go. The match is going to start. And, of course, it starts out with Lashley getting involved a little bit. And now we're back on commercial. So yeah, Joe, you didn't miss too much. It pretty much was just all about retribution. We had Drew McIntyre in the back after he left the ring, trying to get the locker room to notice what Retribution's doing. Seth Rollins came out and told Drew that he was the Monday Night Raw Messiah and that they already had a leader who could protect them, whereas Drew McIntyre couldn't even protect Ric Flair last week. Yes, he did go there. And how that Seth Rollins would deal with Retribution. And then we have MVP and his group come out calling out Retribution supposedly, but he sure lost that quick when Apollo Crews came out. So let's just see what Retribution has in store for Monday Night Raw. Let's see if they are going to cause any more chaos other than being in the trailers. That segment seemed to go off without a hitch, the whole MVP trailer, but we will have to see. Yeah, we really haven't seen Titus O'Neil too much. I think he's playing more of a backstage role. He's been a WWE ambassador, apparently, and because he was voted Father of the Year or something like that, and he won another award, like Man of the Year. It was something like that. So now lately they've been using him more as an ambassador and that's the reason why we really haven't seen him wrestling. I think his wrestling career has come pretty much to an end. We might see him here and there, but I don't think we'll see too much of him in the ring. Like I said, he's been used as an ambassador pretty much for, I would say, at least the past 6 months to a year. And yeah. So I don't know if any of you heard, I talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the stream, but apparently someone broke into Sonya Deville's home this weekend, I believe, and had the intention of kidnapping her. She had called the police when she heard him cut through a screen. And when the police apprehended him, he had duct tape and rope and things and had confessed to the police that he had intended on kidnapping her and apparently has been stalking her for about a year. Supposedly Rey Mysterio is going to be here tonight, Joseph. That's what they've been saying. He's supposed to confront Seth Rollins. And now we're back with Apollo Crews and Shelton Benjamin in the ring. Again, if Apollo wins, both Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley will be banned from ringside at SummerSlam, and it will be a true one-on-one match with MVP. So I'm sure to make it interesting, they will have Apollo win, but I'm sure it's not going to be a one-on-one match. But we will have to see. And as you can hear, my Tilly is over on the bed and she's doing her whining thing. Come here, Bobby. But yeah. Ooh, big slam by Apollo onto Shelton Benjamin. Goes for a 2 count and Shelton kicks out. Apollo's stalking Shelton now. And oof. A big DDT on Apollo from Shelton Benjamin. He goes for the cover and he also gets a pink 2 count. MVP is freaking because if Apollo wins, then he has no Shelton and Bobby at the ringside area. And here comes R-Truth with his 24/7 champion, and he's got the ninjas running after him. Hello, Ian. How are you? Thank you for jumping in. All right, we have another. Oh, and Apollo Crews just rolled up Shelton Benjamin with the interference or the distraction from the ninjas and R-Truth, and now all three are attacking Apollo Crews. Let's see if anybody comes out to help him. And yes, here comes the Ricochet, Mustafa Ali, and Alexander. All right, so they've pretty much tied everything up. They did come out. No, Joseph, that is not Jimmy howling. That is the Tilly laying on my bed. I think she's starved for attention now. She's been getting attention all evening. Had a little birthday party for her. And they did get Lashley out of the ring. And now they are taking Apollo and getting out of the ring. So now at SummerSlam for the U.S. title match, Truth was running and Benjamin gave him a big kick and just pinned him for the 24/7 championship. I'm really not sure why R-Truth came running back out to ringside, but he did, and that's basically what happens. Well, MVP says they're not going out like that. They're not going to be disrespected. All right. So now they're challenging them to a six-man title. A six-man tag team match. Apollo Crews, and I'm sure he will choose Ricochet and Ali Mustafa to be his partners. And now we got Angel Garza in the back with this woman again. All right, Dreams, you can multitask when Shawn Michaels comes on. And we got Eric interrupting Angel Garza and this girl. As we know, most of the girls like Eric more than they like Garza. Oh, and he invited this chick to be his +1 to Raw Underground and gives her a turkey drum. And Eric is telling her how Angel didn't poison this one like he did to the one Montez ate. And the girl said, "You didn't really poison Montez, did you?" And Eric does the whole ninja thing and gets another turkey leg and gives it back to the girl. No, Joseph, you're thinking of freaking what's his face, the Scottish guy. He's still on NXT. What the hell is his name? He still wrestles on NXT. Let's see. Killian Dane. I believe that's who you're thinking of. He's the big bearded guy. So yeah, it was Killian Dane. Yes, Raven, that is my cat Thomas. He likes to pay visits while I'm doing my stream. So yeah, Joseph, I believe Killian Dane is the one that you're thinking of. He was the big bearded Irish guy. He is still on NXT. He's in singles competition now. So it is not Ibar. Close though, they do look very similar, so it could be mistaken. The two could be mistaken. And now we have Snoop Dogg doing a Corona commercial. Yeah. So, Dreams, how was your day today? Raven, how was your day today? Susie and Ann, how was your day today? Well, we're on commercial. So, what do you think you guys are gonna have? What do you think is gonna happen with Shawn Michaels tonight? Is he gonna get punted? Is he gonna do a super kick? Yeah, me too, Joseph. I kind of thought that this Retribution group would be very similar to the group Sanity, but it seems like not, at least not yet. They're more of a mob type thing. But I did like the gimmick, the Sanity. Especially their creepy song. They kind of made it seem like they were pretty good in the ring also. They had that crazy Eric Young mentality. I think Nikki Cross still has it a little bit, but she's kind of moving away from it a little bit. But from what I saw of the group Retribution last week, it seems like they have quite a few girls in it. Some of them are smaller. They all have long hair. So I think they might have an equal part of girls and boys. Hi, Thomas. And you may be able to hear that my allergies are starting to go now, that Thomas is rubbing up against me, trying to give me lovin's because he loves his mama. Hi, Thomas. All right. What? So WWE to hold shows at Amway Theater Thunderdome. All new virtual fan experience starts this Friday. So I know that they were talking something about a virtual fan experience and how they would be at a different location, not at the Performance Center. And apparently that's what they were talking about, was this Thunderdome thing. I don't really like Angel Garza. Maybe it's just because I'm a woman and he's a womanizer, it seems like, but I don't really like his cockiness. But I suppose if he flipped, he would kind of grow on me because he wouldn't be as cocky, I would think. So now we have Angel Garza and Ibar in the ring going against each other. And this ought to be a pretty good match. They both have the tendency to be high flyers. So we have Ibar, who did kind of a messy cartwheel, but still a cartwheel. And we got Garza, who just kneed Ibar in the face and uses his beard to slam face him into the ring floor. And we have the little girl in the back watching, who Garza, and now Dawkins is going to go in the back and start hitting her up on her. So now we have, of course, Zelina Vega is out there. All right. So nice back body drop from Igor onto Gaja. And he kind of gave him a running shoulder and a slam. Joseph Angel Gaza is not doing too good. And he gives him a splash. And Zelina doesn't look too happy. She looks like she's sympathizing with Garza a little bit. Garza trying to crawl away a little bit. And we have oh dear God, I don't know what her issue is tonight. Maybe it's like a little kid and she had too much sugar. All right, so Igor looks like he's going to try and slam Garza. Nope, Garza reverses it and throws Igor into the ring post. And Igor gives him the senton. It's close, pin kick out at 2. All right. And he puts Angel Gaza up on the top turnbuckle. Looks like he might do a back body drop, but I'm not really sure. Angel Gaza looks like he's starting to fight out of it. Headbutts Igor into the head. Igor into the turnbuckle. And Igor just threw Angel Gaza out of the ring. And he's going to go for the splash. You better watch out, Zelina. Oh, no. Zelina protects Garza. She got out of the way real quick, though. And he's just pretty much throwing Garza around. What ball game, Joseph? The Yankees and the Red Sox? You must be enjoying this run, Joseph. Oh, and that was a big kick to the side of the face, and Garza just got the pin on Igor. And now we got Dawkins and the girl on the big Titantron. Dawkins threatened to bring in Charlie Caruso. Apparently Dawkins going to show a video. I don't know what kind of video he's going to show, but Samoa Joe is explaining to Zelina Vega about this video. And apparently Samoa Joe saw the video and shared it with Dawkins. And he's saying that he shows how far people are willing to go when they think no one's watching. Zelina looks a little worried. So let's see what this video is. And of course, we're going to go to commercial. What do you think the video is? Is the video of Zelina and Alberto setting him up? I don't know. When he came to Hartford, Joe got a big pop. Yes. I like Samoa Joe too. I like him as a face. He makes a good face. He makes an awesome heel, but I think he's mean when he's a heel. I know that's the whole point of being a heel, but I like it when he gets to be a face like this, because it's just a whole new side of Samoa Joe that you really don't get to see that much. So, what do you think is on the video? Are we going to get to see the video? So what Joe said was that due to Retribution, WWE has intensified security, and that included going over hundreds of hours of videotapes from their security cameras in the Performance Center, and how they showed him a video that they thought he would enjoy. So he showed it to Dawkins, and that is the video that Dawkins is going to play. I'm assuming it's something with Zelina Vega trying to maybe get Charlie Caruso away from Angel Garza. We know that Zelina tended to get jealous a lot when he would talk to Charlie. Yeah, he does. You can see when Joe is bad and people still cheer for him. He does a smirk on his... Yes. Yes. I say she's sleeping with Dawkins. I don't know if she's gone that far, but I'm sure it has something to do, because why else would Dawkins say, should we ask Charlie Caruso? When he was saying how nobody knows you like the people you roll with, and how the girl was asking him a lot of questions about Ibar and Angel, and he knew a lot about Ibar, but really didn't know much about Angel. And then he said, but we're going to find out about the crew that you roll with, and then cued for the video. So that is why I think it has something to do with Vega and Andrade. I know I called him Alberto earlier, but it's actually Andrade. So I think it has something to do with them too. Maybe Charlie Caruso. Maybe try to get Charlie away from Angel, like I said. Maybe trying to get Charlie to go more towards Ibar. You think? Maybe trying to stop him from getting... Trying to get him undistracted, because we know that he would get distracted by Charlie. So now we're seeing a SummerSlam memory from when British Bulldog faced Bret Hart. All right, and now we are back. Let's see what they are going to say. Are we going to see the video? So again, they're saying about the rumors about Rey Mysterio being there. they are showing a picture of the after effects of Dominic and his whippings that he got with the kendo canes. That hurts, people. Do you see this? That hurts. So I again say, for all you people that say wrestling is fake, it might be scripted, but you can't script that shit. Just so you know. So now we have Dawkins and the girl, and Angel Gaza comes back. Angel says, video? What video? So yeah, Andrade and Zelina seem very interested in Dawkins not showing the video. And here comes Charlie. Yeah. Oh, and here we go. All right, so here's the video. It is Zelina. And what is she doing? Oh, so she's the one that poisoned. And here is Montez Ford. Montez Ford is back. So now we know Zelina Vega is the one that poisoned Montez Ford. And yes, Joseph Girl, here is Mickie James. Mickie James is back, and she's in a one-on-one match with Natalya, with Lana on the outside. And Lana's going live. Is she adding to her Instagram story? Puppies! And Mickie James is beating the crap out of Natalya. The puppies. Big knee to the gut by Natalya. She's in control of Mickie James once again. We're going to do the running DDT that Mickie likes to do. Or the running bulldog, I should say. Yes. Joseph, I'm pretty sure he's on SmackDown. Is he not on SmackDown no more, Joseph? Oh, maybe he's not. Yep, no, I don't think he is. Where is the King? I don't remember what happened with the King. Hi, Thomas. Come on. Up, and here comes Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. Oh. Seth Rollins is telling Samoa Joe he wants to know how Samoa Joe knows that Rey Mysterio is going to be there tonight. Lana looks very upset that they're distracting from the match. Seth Rollins is saying there's no way that Dominic and Ray are going to show up here tonight with what he did to Dominic last week and what he did to Ray. And we got Mickie James going to the top, and Lana climbed up on the apron, knocked Mickie James down. And the ref is counting. Is Mickie not going to get back in the ring? Really? Mickie James took a count out? Really? Really? I just know you're going to end up hitting the wrong button, mister. Oh, and she just spun kicked Lana. Now Seth Rollins has the mic. I was just thinking the same thing, Joe. He kind of looks like, do you remember the guy? You may not have watched it. Seth Rollins is saying Dominic won't make it to SummerSlam if he shows up. I watched yes, I did. And I was looking at him, and he does look huge. And I remember in one training thing when they used to do the NXT training competitions, there was this guy that called himself Sasquatch. And that was supposed to be his gimmick. He wasn't going to dress like a Sasquatch. He was just huge. And I don't think he had won the competition, so he won a contract, but then we never saw him. It almost looked like him, but it was hard to tell because of the mask. Let's see if I can find out whatever happened to him, if they even will. All right. Let's see. Adam, no. No. I'm pretty sure he called himself Sasquatch. What the hell was the name of that training thing? It started with the T. Yeah, he never really, I don't think he really ever debuted. I think he did a couple of house shows. I don't know if they released him, but you never really saw him on TV. But he was big like that. He wasn't overweight. He was pretty muscular. And he was 7'2". No, it wasn't A-Train. This kid was young, and he had long brown hair. He almost looked like a Kevin Nash when Kevin Nash was in his prime. And I remember he was on the training thing where they would go through like the 8 weeks of a competition, and there were girls and guys, and whoever they would get voted off every week, and whoever was the last girl or guy left would win a WWE contract. And I watched it that season because Steve Austin was hosting it. So Steve Austin would be the one to pick what they would do. And it was all physical competitions, and they would have to practice their wrestling in the ring, and like different wrestlers, professional wrestlers would show up at any time. It was like when NXT first came out. So it was like the original NXT, but it was the competition they had to go through to get to NXT if they were a new wrestler. And I'm pretty sure his name was like Sasquatch. He had this head dress thing that he wore to the ring. And like I said, he never really made his professional debut per se. I think he did a couple of house shows after winning his contract. But yeah, so it kind of looked like him, to make a long story short. Don't know if it was or not. Yes, and we got boss time. I don't know, Joseph. I keep moving my keyboard because Thomas is laying on it. And the last time he kept shutting my wrestling stream down. So we can't have that. So now we have Bayley and Sasha coming out to the ring. So if you don't know, Asuka won the Battle Royal on Friday night. It was a triple brand Battle Royal. The winner to face Bayley. So now Asuka has two title matches at SummerSlam. And so it is going to be Asuka facing the Boss, and it's going to be Asuka facing Bayley. So we could very well see 2 belts, Asuka, and then at the same night they have to defend their tag team titles. Oh, Joseph, the Boss is whining. Bosses don't whine. They're saying how Asuka is stupid. They're saying there's no chance Asuka can beat both of them in one night. Oh, okay. So I'm mistaken. It's Payback that they defend the tag team titles, but they both have individual matches at SummerSlam with Asuka. So now they're going to bring out Shayna Baszler, who is Asuka's partner tonight. There is a tag team match between the Boss and Bayley and Shayna and Asuka. So, in other words, Bayley and Sasha have no chance in hell. Shayna saying no matter who wins at SummerSlam for Monday night, she's next. Asuka grabs the mic and unbelievable, you could understand. She said the Empress is here. Couldn't understand any of that. Tonight, she's telling Shayna has to fight with her. And she basically told Shayna that if Shayna tags with her tonight when Asuka wins the Monday Night Raw title, she will give Shayna a match. All right, Joseph, let's go. Let's go to the 99s. I miss the 99s. There's not a 99 close to us. All right. Anybody want to come to the 99s with me and Joseph? Is there a golfing guy up your end with a really weird haircut? I Dreams, I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you talking about the TV? I like their wings. We like their Chipotle wings. And if Dreams, you were talking about the TV, the only thing that looked like a really weird golfing guy or a golfing guy with a really weird haircut was the guy that took the titles from Bayley and Sasha. I don't know if you would necessarily call him a golfing guy. Oh, and there is Nia Jax, and she just punched in the plexiglass onto Shayna. And there's the poor dude that keeps getting. You wonder why he gets it. Is this the guy you were talking about, Dreams? Maybe the guy that don't know how to dress. Yeah, that's not a weird golfing guy. That's a dude that keeps getting his ass kicked by the women. And he's some kind of official, although we've never seen him up until he got his ass kicked by the women. So if that's who you're talking about, yeah, there's nothing wrong with your TV. Double hip attack! Asuka is in control all by herself when Shayna gets distracted by Nia Jax and the really weird golfing guy as Dreams. Oh, it popped off USA. So that wasn't the really weird golfing guy you were talking about in the bright pink pants. I'm sorry you missed that, Dreams. Really sorry you missed that. It was the dude that got his ass kicked by Nia Jax and Asuka a few weeks ago. And, yeah. He had bright pink pants on, Dreams. Yeah. So, yeah, Dreams, I'm sorry that your TV popped off of USA. Maybe it didn't want you to have to live the nightmare of the bright pink pant guy. Maybe. It wasn't pretty. No. It did not make him look masculine at all. It didn't even make him look feminine. I don't think any woman would be caught dead in those pants. That's how bad it was. So, does Shayna Baszler come back? Or does she fight with Nia Jax in the back? What do you? Here comes that goddamn Snoop Dogg Corona commercial again. Damn commercials, Dreams. Damn commercials. And now we have the dude racing the sweat drops off a Mountain Dew. Unbelievable. Joseph, I don't think any man would wear those pants. Like I said, I don't even think a woman would be caught dead in those pants. The worst thing was, James, is they were like skinny dress pants that were bright pink. You know, like skinny jeans, but they weren't jeans. Yeah, it was bad. So you might want to thank you, TV, for popping off USA at that point. All right. So what do you think is going to happen? Does Rey Mysterio show up like they're saying he's gonna? Or is it just hype? Are we going to have to bear through another damn Raw Underground? I don't know what I feel about the Raw Underground. Trying to figure it out, and I can't. I don't know if I like it, if I don't like it. I know it definitely needs its own show, so we have an option of whether we want to suffer through it or not. I see people wear PJs to the bank. That's gross. Yeah. Try living in a town with 5,000 people in it, Joseph. In my town, people wear PJs everywhere. Yeah, it's just weird. All right, now we are back, and Bailey is in control of Asuka. Apparently, Shayna has not come back. Could be, Joseph. It could be. All right, so unless he has him come back with freaking who the hell was it? The MMA dude that supposedly Dominic's godfather that went against Brock Lesnar last year. I forget what his name is. All right, so we have Asuka trying to come back. She is right now in a 1-on-2 circumstance between herself and Sasha Banks and Bailey. And Banks and Bailey have the upper hand on her, but seems to be trying to hold her own. She's at least not losing the match. She is getting beat up a little bit, but she does have some offense still. Sasha puts her in the top rope and holds her while Bailey gives her a big kick to the gut. All right, they're talking a little bit about Kari Sane. If I wasn't watching wrestling, I probably would have taken my desk cam and put it on Thomas. He's over there freaking out trying to catch flies. Oscar is starting to come back again against Bailey, but she doesn't have offense for long. I'm just watching Thomas get air. Have you spoke to Gary lately, Doris? Yes, Gary was on our stream for a little bit on Friday. He popped in right after you left on Wednesday night. He had a long night, he said, which was why he was late. And I believe he had another cardiac appointment. That might have been Tuesday night that he told me that. So I think he had a cardiology appointment on Wednesday. So I think he was kind of just worn out. He did come on late, like right after you left, probably like 10 or 15 minutes after you left. And we got a 2-count pin on Bailey, but she did kick out. Yeah. I know. I told him I was glad that he came on because we were a little worried about him. Sasha has Asuka into the bank statement, and Shayna Baszler's coming back, and she kicks Sasha in the back. Yeah. But I believe he was okay. I think he was just worn out. He said that he gets worn out when he has his appointments, which I can understand. So I told him not to worry about it, that it was fine. And now we have Shayna against Sasha, and Sasha's getting her ass handed to her by Shayna. Ooh, another big knee to the face by Shayna. And Banks got a close pin on Shayna. And they're kind of double teaming Shayna. Oh, and there was a close pin Bailey got on Shayna. All right, now we got another tag between Sasha and Bailey. And they did have Shayna up in like a chair to slam her on the floor, but she fought out of it. Ooh, and she did a gut-wrench powerbomb on Bailey, just give her a big knee to the face. And now she's got Bailey in the Caribou crotch. Sasha gets involved and breaks it up. And Asuka comes in and just kneed Sasha in the face between the ropes, slides out, and now she's got Sasha in the Asuka lock, and Sasha's tapping out on the outside, and now we got Shayna Baszler with Bailey back into the Caribou clutch, and Bailey taps out, so your winners are Asuka and Shayna Baszler, both making both girls tap out. Both golden role models were in a hold and both tapped out. Sasha's tap out didn't matter because they were on the outside of the ring. But so now we got Asuka versus Sasha Banks and Bailey in individual matches at SummerSlam for their titles. And Shawn Michaels returns to Raw tonight in response to Randy Orton. And now we're back on a commercial for NXT. Yeah, Joe, sometimes, especially when you're older, going to the doctors is a stressful thing, so it does tend to wear you out, especially when Gary has to go so often. I know it's like every other week or something like that he has to see his cardiologist, and I'm sure that they give him a workup every time he goes, so I'm sure it's very draining on him. So I told him not to worry about it. As long as we knew he was okay, we would be fine. That we were just worried about him because he was so late. And I did tell him that you said you were going to give him a diamond cutter. And I believe in response, he said, I think he said he reverses it and gives you a diamond cutter, I think, or something like that. So basically, you ended up not giving him a diamond cutter. He ended up doing something to you. So I'm sorry, Joseph, but according to Gary, he got the upper hand on you. Poor guy, I go every 6 months because of my heart. Well, you got to realize that Gary's older, too. So I'm sure that's why they have him go more often. Like Jimmy has to see his lung doctor every 6 months. His cardiologist, he's got to see once a year. And then his primary is, if nothing is going active right then, he sees her once a year. But if there's anything wrong, like if he's sick, he sees them more often. Yeah. You know, Gary would reverse the diamond cutter. And these damn flies are like all over the place, driving me crazy. I feel like Jimmy. He's always like complaining about the flies. And I know Thomas, here comes Thomas. Thomas hears me talking about the flies, and here he comes. He's coming to save the mama. Oh, that sucks, Joe. I think you told me that once. When I was a kid, I had a hole in my heart. But luckily, because I was young, it was able to fix itself. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it doesn't when you're a child, depending on how big the hole is. But yeah, I remember it sucked. My mother would say to me, we'd be outside and she'd say, no running. I couldn't run on a hot day. I couldn't like roughhouse. My brother gets a wet rag and throws it at the flies. It's a good idea. But yeah, I remember that it sucked during the summer because if my mother was around, she wouldn't let me like run around and have fun, and because she would say it was too hot and I had to take it easy. And so Titus O'Neil recently received the Synopsis Sentinel Award, which honors individuals who utilize their role and talent in sports to benefit school. Oh, okay. But yeah, it does suck when you're a child and you have it. I can feel you, Joe. Sometimes I think I should go get it looked at because every now and then I do have pain in my heart. But I almost, don't tell Jimmy, but I almost just don't want to know if it's back. I know he can't know that because he would be mad at me because I make him go to all his doctor's appointments. But yeah, sometimes I wonder if I should go and see one just to get an echo or something to make sure it's okay. I mean, other than that, I feel fine. It's just once in a great while I'll get pain, and it's like a almost like a crushing pain. I don't remember what the pain felt like when I was like if I had pain when I was a kid. If I did, I don't remember it. So there's no way for me to reference it if it's the same as when I was a kid. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. I know I should. I actually have my physical coming up at the end of September, and I think I might ask her to refer me to someone just so I can get the echo and because sometimes I do worry about it, and I do worry it'll cause complications. So, and of course, the older I get, the more it weighs on my mind. So, I probably will ask her this year to refer me to someone so I can get the echo done, or even order the echo herself, just so I can see to ease my own mind. I've come here claiming refuge from people asking for money. Gamer, you came to the right place. Nobody here has any money, and nobody will ask for any money. So you're in good company. All right, so we are showing a replay of the attack on Dominic Mysterio from last week. Uh-oh, Gamer. Joseph gave you a diamond cutter. I know nobody has money right now, Joe. Gamer, that's what I'm saying. And we know, at least people on this channel know that no one has money right now. So we ain't got to ask for money. Exactly, Joe. Broke as a joke. I would never do that to my buddy. He would never give you 5 diamond cutters. That might be too much, Gamer. Yeah, they're replaying the beatdown on Dominic, and it just looks like it hurts, especially seeing the aftermath pictures. You can imagine how goddamn painful that was. Yeah, Gamer. Joe's having a hard time with spelling today. He's not spelling too much. He's very tired. He said he didn't sleep well last night. So we're trying to cut him a break on his spelling and his grammar. All right, so now we have Apollo in the back with Alexander Ricochet and Ali Mustafa trying to decide who is going to team with Apollo. Oh, and now we have Randy Orton. And he's thinking, is he worried? Dream? Do you think he's worried? Is he scared of Shawn Michaels? Joseph girl. Woo. All right, we had at another commercial showing a man in his underwear. Bret Hart isn't scared of Shawn Michaels. Right, gamer. Bret Hart is not scared of Shawn Michaels. Unfortunately, that wasn't Bret Hart. And now we get a Pop-Tart commercial. I actually just had Pop-Tarts today. I haven't had Pop-Tarts in years. The Montreal Screwjob? Yes. Really, Tilly? Bret was pissed. Bret punched Vince McMahon. Bret, be right back. And yes, I got to go pee. Okay. All right, Joe. So, Gamer, how was your day today? I was actually kind of glad it wasn't as humid today, so there was a nice breeze out. I actually have my windows open because it's cooled down a bit, which I'm happy about. If I thought about it, I would have done a video. We took the baby chicks out of the coop tonight, let them roam around the yard a little bit. All right. I was okay till I came on YouTube. Yep, there are some nights that you got to stay away from YouTube, Gamer. Sometimes YouTube can be depressing and aggravating, and yep, there's some nights that I want nothing to do with YouTube. I stay away from it. And there's some nights where I could use the company, but it depends on the company. You know? If it makes you feel any better, Chili's whining on the other side of my computers. Bray Wyatt's back up. And they are talking about the Braun Strowman Bray Wyatt thing. Their match at SummerSlam. Me back. Welcome back, Joseph. And there's Shawn Michaels. Dreams, where are ya? Dreams. Shawn Michaels on. Dreams. He's talking to Drew about how much Rick means to Drew. And he tells Drew to get refocused, that Randy Orton's going to use his anger against him. And he says that he has worked way too hard to give up or to lose to Randy. Joe, did you tell her HBK's on? You should probably go tell her. And Drew says that he's taking responsibility for everything that Randy Orton has done. Chewbacca, come here. Come here. Not you, Thomas. Come here. Tilly. Oh, God. All right. So, Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is hyping up Drew McIntyre. Right? He's a little excited about HBK. Shawn Michaels tells Drew that the road he's traveled, he earns everything he's got. Shawn tells Drew to give him his space. He's going to go out there and face Randy Orton. So he doesn't want Drew getting involved. All right. All right. So they say that Ric Flair is doing better. He's still recovering. He called Randy Daddy just for the LOLs. All right, so we have the Iconics and the Riot Squad. Yes, the Riot Squad is back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Baszler's little crew is back. All right, they're at a commercial again. So what do we think is going to happen? What is Shayna Baszler gonna do? Did you see NATO Potato? I'm not sure who NATO Potato is, gamer. Yes, Joe, the Riot Squad is back together. Congratulations. Not sure how long it's going to last, but congratulations. So, gamer, who is NATO Potato? I'm not really sure who NATO Potato is. Are you talking about Trump? Maybe? Kind of looks like a potato. He does. But Joseph, she's not going against them for the titles. But maybe. But Duke and Marissa, or whatever her name is, are going to end up going into whatever match they're going to have to determine who faces Bayley and Sasha for the titles at the next pay-per-view after SummerSlam. See, even Joseph don't know. Is it a UK thing, Gamer? Because Joseph don't know who it is. I don't know who it is. Enlighten us, Gamer. Who is NATO Potato? So what do you think? Is Juke and Marissa, whatever her name is, going to go into the match to determine who faces Sasha and Bailey? If they do, Sasha and Bailey are in trouble. Are they going to make their debut? Maybe. Maybe. We were just talking about them and wondering when they were going to make their debut. Either that or maybe Shayna is going. Oh, Gamer, you're funny. Yes, neither one of us know anything about NATO Potato. Joseph, her name is Jessamine Duke, and she would probably kick your ass, Joseph. She's an MMA fighter, Joseph. She would kick your ass. NATO Potato is Trish Stratus? Seriously? You're calling Trish Stratus NATO Potato? Yes, Gamer. You would be a lot like other men if you... Stacy Keebler. Yep, we were just talking about her last week. The woman with the legs that went 10 miles. So once again, we're going through some of the havoc that Retribution has caused. Would love to go one-on-one with Duke because I'm the great one. Yeah, you'd be great after that, Joseph. Great at what? I don't know. But you'd be great at something. All right. I am going to... All right, so we're still on a replay of Retribution. Stop, baby. The puppies. All right. All right. This Saturday, NXT TakeOver. Yes. And then SummerSlam's on Sunday. Friday night SmackDown is supposed to be a fan. It sounded like almost like a Taboo Tuesday, if you remember Taboo Tuesday, where it's fan interacting. So it ought to be pretty good. I'm guessing that is going to be part of SummerSlam also, and maybe even NXT TakeOver. And Ruby Riott did a nice splash. Oof. So Billie Kay distracted both Ruby Riott and Peyton Royce just got the pin on Ruby Riott. So in a way, Ruby Riott, they kind of made it look like Ruby Riott attacked Liev from behind, but in true fashion, she did not. So now, once again, Liv Morgan has no idea what happened, because if you remember last week, she was upset with Ruby Riott, thinking that Ruby Riott cost her the match when Ruby Riott did not. Oh, God. And here's the Raw Underground thing again. I have no freaking idea who that guy is, but all right. All right. So Raw Underground is next. So I'm assuming is Shawn Michaels and Rey Mysterio going to be in the last half hour? Because it's 10 o'clock now, so Raw Underground's going to happen. And that's going to take up at least a few minutes. So I'm assuming that a lot of what's left is going to be talking. Happy I'm off tomorrow, Darce. Yeah, Joe, I wish I was off tomorrow. I had the weekend off. I should be happy I had the weekend off. But I am working tomorrow. I always hated having different days off. Back in the day when I worked a regular nursing job, I never knew what my days off were going to be. They would be different every week. Unless I had the weekends off. So if it was my weekend off, obviously, I would have the same Saturday and Sunday off. But if it was my weekend on, they would try and give you Monday and Friday off of the weekend you worked. But like there would always be some change somewhere. So yeah, it was always hard to make plans having different days off. Took Jimmy years to get used to a schedule like that. Yeah, Saturday I did nothing for most of the day. I sat around the house, and then I went to a bachelorette party at a friend's house. We didn't really do a whole lot. We kind of just hung out, and so that was nice. And we all ended up staying at her house. Nice. I'm glad that you get to see somebody on your days off. At least somebody has the same days off, or if they don't work. All right. Party at her house? Yes. Yes, we had a small party. It was just like 10 people. And then there was like 6 of us that spent the night. Did somebody say just eat? Me get delivery like a G? Very nice, Gamer. I think you just said that you had delivery. I think. At least I'm pretty sure what that meant. Yeah, Joe. So it was just kind of like a nice, quiet little get together. Yes, Joe. Yeah, we were outside except for when we went to bed. That was the only time we were all in the house. And we all slept in different areas of the house. But other than that, we were outside. And here is the Raw Underground. And we got Eric in the ring with and I'm assuming it's a no-name partner because Dolph Ziggler was just beside Shane, so we know it's not Dolph Ziggler. And Eric is pretty much mopping the floor with them. And the kid is out cold. Now Eric is inviting Dolph to get onto the ring with him. And Dolph Ziggler is accepting Eric's challenge. Tilly! Come over here. Come here. Come see Mama. All right, so we got Eric and Dolph Ziggler in the ring. And they're trying to trip each other up. And Eric just gave Dolph a nice shot to the face. Yeah, he seems to be doing better on Raw Underground than he does on Raw. And Eric lifts him up. And Dolph has Eric in a sleeper hold. Eric's trying to get out of it. Dolph Ziggler won his match against Eric. And Eric Ibar just took Dolph out. Oh, and here's Rey Mysterio. Squirrel! A whole lot is happening on Raw, Squirrel. So we have Rey Mysterio returning because the if you have it on, the picture you're seeing now is the damage caused by Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy from last week. They both took turns whipping Dominic with kendo sticks and challenged Rey to come defend his son. And Rey Mysterio is on Raw this week to do that. And also what's happening on Raw tonight is Shawn Michaels is going to confront Randy Orton. If you watched last week, you know Randy Orton punted Ric Flair. He did turn against him. He punted him, and Ric Flair's out. Shawn Michaels has come back to confront Randy Orton on that. And Rey does not look happy. He says there's no way that he could explain how he felt. A lot of pain. First, because of what Seth did to him, but even worse for what Seth and Buddy Murphy did to Dominic. That's what I think, Squirrel. I think Shawn's going to get punted. Rey is saying that he felt a rage. Better, Joe. So Rey says that he wanted to take that beating. He says he may never fully recover from his eye. And he says that there's no doctor that will stop him from protecting his son. And there you go. What did I say last week? Rey Mysterio is going to be in Dominic's corner at SummerSlam. I said that last week. Dominic says he appreciates Rey's thought, but he knew he was getting into. And he says he knows what he has to do to defend his family. Ray says that he admires Dominic's fight and determination. And Ray said that if Seth Rollins gets anywhere near them, he will be the one that won't make it to SummerSlam. And now we have Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy on the Titantron. And he can't believe that they both had the audacity to show up tonight. And he didn't take Rey Mysterio for an idiot, but now he sees him 6 days. Putting Dominic in danger. And for what? For his own personal glory. He's selfish, as Seth Rollins says. What kind of father is he? He says Ray could have prevented this. And that Ray resisted from day one. And it could have prevented if he had accepted his role. But he got hurt. His son got hurt. And they still haven't learned. And the tragic thing is, it's not just going to be Ray or Dominic. It's going to be the Mysterio name. It's going to be the legacy of Mysterio that ends up being the sacrifice. The legacy. Ray says that Seth is the Monday Night Messiah with such big words. Why don't you come down to the ring right now? And Seth says, what is wrong with you? You got one eye and your kid can't even stand up straight. And he says, just remember, you asked for this. Here comes the MMA fighter, you think? Dominic's godfather? The hell was his name? And here comes Seth and Buddy. And here they come down to the ring. Ray and Dominic do not seem to be moving. Welcome back, gamer. So we got Rey Mysterio, who's getting out of the ring with Dominic, leaving Seth and Buddy in the ring. And Seth is telling Ray, you came here for vengeance. Come get it. Ray's kind of teasing getting in the ring. Dominic's got 2 kendo sticks, and he seems in a lot better condition than he was a minute ago. And now he throws one to Ray. And Dominic has one. And now Seth Rollins is in between the two. And Dominic and Ray are going to town on Seth Rollins with the kendo sticks. hitting him in the front and in the back, just like they did to Dominic. And now they are even going to tie him into the ropes like he did to Dominic. Buddy Murphy tries to save him, and now they're hitting Buddy Murphy. Seth Rollins escapes from the ropes and runs up the ramps. But it looks like they tried to cut off Buddy Murphy. Murphy ran the other way. So there you go. So they got a little bit of a revenge against Seth Rollins for the beatdown he gave Dominic. And now Shawn Michaels is going to be up soon. All right, Joe. Thanks for joining me. Make sure you watch the end of Raw. And we can talk about it later. All right, now we have MVP with Alexandra talking about how basically it looks like he was voted out to be in the triple tag match. Joe, enjoy your day off tomorrow. MVP's talking about when he was in the back, when he was young, watching everyone perform, but it wasn't his friends keeping him from performing. And now he's talking about how Ricochet calls himself the one and only, and Alexander is his tag team partner. And he's once again tried to get Alexander to join the paid business. Alexander looks like he's starting to believe what MVP's saying. Ooh, NXT this week should be good. Pat McAfee and Adam Cole may meet. And we have another ladder match for the NXT Championship. Sorry, if you wonder what I'm doing, I'm hearing a noise and trying to figure out what that noise is. All right, so we're at another commercial. So, Squirrel, how was your day today? Did you have a good day? Gaiman never really answered my question. Oh, no, Gaiman did answer my question when I asked him that. I'm wrong. Yeah, me too, Squirrel. I had a pretty good day. It was long, but had a good time after work. We sat outside and grilled and had a little party for Tilly because her birthday is in the month of August. I'm not really sure what day she was born, but I know she was born in August. So this month she is 14 years old. I'm just realizing I think that might actually be rain landing on my tenant's truck because I have my windows open. So yeah, at work I had kind of a long day. It was a good day. I mean, nothing major happened, which is good. But yeah, it was kind of a long day. But it was good after work. I had a good time out in the yard, and we had a birthday party for Tilly because my tenant's son just turned 5, and he had a birthday party yesterday. And I happened to mention how Tilly's birthday is in August too. So he was asking if we could have a party for her. So I said, yeah, we can throw a party for her. So I got her a little doggy cupcake and put some candles in it. And him and I and his parents sang happy birthday to her. And he blew out her candles. It was kind of cute. We got some pictures. I think his dad did a video of him sitting beside her singing happy birthday with the candles lit. So if he did get a video of that, I may have him send it to me. Maybe I'll put it up as one of my animal videos. It was pretty cute though. No, Jimmy did not get in the clown suit. So now we're back on Raw Underground. And now we have our Chua Haas, or Haas, back. And he is going to go against Riddick Moss. As we know, last week they both won their underground matches. So let's see who gets the upper hand this time. Oh, and Riddick Moss slams him down to the ring and is placing some big hits. Ooh, and he just kicked Riddick Moss behind the head. And now he's getting in some body shots and some kicks. Oh, and now Riddick Moss is doing some elbows right to his head. And now he's punching Riddick Moss in the head. Oh, and he did a scoop slam on Riddick Moss. And now he's landing some punches. And now he's got Riddick Moss in a sleeper hold. And he's got his legs clenched up against Riddick Moss. But Riddick Moss slams down back first on top of him. And now Riddick Moss is throwing some headshots. Has him by the arm and is kicking him in the face. But now this Haas guy has Riddick Moss in kind of like a leg hold. And they're kind of like punching each other with their legs entangled together. And now he's got Riddick Moss in the holds again. And they roll out of the ring. Oh, and Haas just knocks some dude out on the side of the ring. Someone just pushes Riddick Moss, and Riddick Moss knocks him out. So now Shane McMahon gets in. And now Shane McMahon got in between them and stopped the fight. So now we have our 6-man tag match with Ricochet, Ali Mustafa, and Cruz versus Lashley, Benjamin, and MVP. And Thomas is back. All right, let's see what happens during this tag match. And Cruz is kind of taunting MVP with the U.S. title. They're showing a recap earlier with Shelton Benjamin's match against Cruz. Cruz wins the match, which means that Lashley and Benjamin are banned from ringside at SummerSlam for the match. And then Mustafa Ali, Alexander, and Ricochet came down to help Cruz. And that is how this 6-man tag came about. So let's see what happens with Cedric Alexander. Is MVP's message going to get to him about how they're kind of leaving him in the lurch and not really letting him do his thing? All right. So we have Shelton Benjamin and Mustafa Ali. Starting off the match, Thomas is back. So they're talking about how MVP has tried to get all of them into the Hurt Business with him. All right. Oof. And Lashley just did the Dominator on Ali Mustafa, and sure enough, gets the 3 count. So apparently this is an elimination 6-man tag. So the match is continuing. Mustafa has just been eliminated. And now it's Ricochet versus Bobby Lashley. And he pretty much just slammed Ricochet down. And it's looking like it might turn into a 3-on-1 match because Ricochet looks like he is completely out of it. Lashley tagged in Benjamin. Benjamin just hit pay dirt on Ricochet, and sure enough, Ricochet just got eliminated. So it is now Cruz versus all 3 of the Hurt Business. Let's see what happens. And they're saying how this is good for MVP because they can do as much damage to Cruz as they want before his match with MVP. Apollo Crews slams down Shelton Benjamin. 1, 2, 3. Shelton Benjamin has been eliminated. MVP's getting in the ring. So we will see what happens. Who is going to be eliminated? Apollo Crews or Benjamin? Cedric Alexander just pinned Benjamin for the 24/7 championship. And MVP didn't look too happy about it. So Alexander did a good job at kind of distracting them, taking them off their high horse. All right. So everybody's still with me? Am I losing some people? We got some commercials going on again. We'll have to see what happens with Apollo Crews and MVP and Lashley. It's a 2-on-1. Thank you, Tony, for piping up and saying you're still here. Trying to do a good job in commentating, seeing how you can't watch. So yeah, we're gonna have Shawn Michaels on tonight. We already saw Rey Mysterio, and they did a number on Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy with the kendo sticks. We'll have to see. I'm sure that Shawn Michaels is going to end up being punted. Now, my question is, does that bring Hunter out? Will Hunter have something to do with SummerSlam and the match between Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton if Randy Orton punts Shawn Michaels? That is the question, because then he will have punted both of Hunter's best friends, Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels. What do you think? Do you think that brings out Hunter? Does Hunter get involved at SummerSlam? And he can do it legally by just messing with the stipulations of the match. He is the boss, so he could just screw Randy Orton technically. No, you don't think so, Anthony? Do you think something else is going to happen, or is it just going to anger Drew McIntyre even more? I almost feel like this. I feel like I'm smoking a joint that keeps going out. I think this almost has to bring about the return of Charlotte Flair. I know she had surgery. I'm assuming a few weeks ago she had to have her breast implants redone because one of them was leaking. So she had to have them replaced, hence the shoulder injury for the storyline of why she's out. But I'm wondering if this is going to bring about her return. But I don't see her herself avenging Ric Flair. I could see her bringing someone in to do it. Now we are back and we have MVP and Apollo Crews in the ring exchanging forearms and blows. And MVP gets the better of Apollo Crews. He goes to throw him in the ring, and Apollo Crews hits hard into the turnbuckles. And he now throws Apollo Crews on the outside and kind of says, "What?" when the ref kind of scolds him for throwing him on the outside. MVP says, "I'll go get him then," and goes out to the end and slams Apollo's head into the ring apron. And he got a 2 count, no 3 count yet. And now MVP backs up into the corner and Lashley tags himself in. And now he's getting the upper hand on Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews is trying to fight back, but he's not doing too much of a good job at it. And now we have Lashley with his foot against Apollo's neck. And he is kind of smug him in the corner. And now he's going to do the big shoulder into the midsection from the other ring. And now MVP is getting back into the ring. And he's going to do his kick thing, I think. And yes, he does his running kick from the other side of the ring onto Apollo. Gets the pin cover, but only gets 2. Apollo kicks out. They're saying MVP's starting to get frustrated. And MVP tries for a second time with the big boot and misses. Kind of got his knee caught up in the rope. And now Apollo goes for the slam. 1, 2, 3, and MVP has been eliminated. So now it's a one-on-one match, Apollo Crews versus Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley attacks real fast to get the upper hand. He's got his knee on Apollo's head with him in an armbar. And he gives him a nice kick to the gut. Seems like Bobby Lashley is going to control this part of the match. And Apollo Crews goes off the rope with the flying double hammer and gives him a nice kick to the side of the head to Lashley. And another one. Lashley's down to one knee. And now he's got a third, and Lashley goes all the way down. Apollo's going to do the flip. 1, 2, and Lashley kicks out at 2. Yes, they are slamming a lot of sausage, Gamer. And now Lashley's trying for a full Nelson. Apollo's pretty much blocking it. And Lashley does his big spear. 2, 3, and he gets the pin on Apollo Crews. So Lashley has won the 6-man elimination match. MVP and Shelton Benjamin are coming back. Are they going to attack Apollo Crews and try and soften him up for SummerSlam? They showed a replay of the Lashley's win. And Apollo is still flat on the mat. They don't seem to be attacking him, but all right, so yeah, it looks like they are up. Yeah, it looks like they are just going to leave. They're kind of doing some trash talking to Apollo. All right. So now they're talking about SummerSlam some more. So this Sunday is SummerSlam. A week from Sunday is Payback. At Payback, we know that Bayley and Sasha Banks will be defending their tag team titles. We're not sure against who yet. And we're not sure if either woman is going to have her women's championship. We know they both face Asuka on Sunday. They've decided that Bayley is going to face her first, and then Sasha Banks will face to see how they time out those matches. More than likely, one is going to be in the beginning and one is going to be later in the night. I'm sure they're not going to do back-to-back. And then we have a tag team title match with the Street Profits versus Garza and Andrade. We have the hair versus hair match between Mandy Rose and DeVille. We have MVP facing Apollo Crews for the U.S. title. We have Randy Orton going against Drew McIntyre for the title. We have Seth Rollins going against Dominic Mysterio with Rey Mysterio in his corner. And that is a street fight. And those are most of the wrestlers. That's because they're current wrestlers, Gamer. And I believe you do not really watch wrestling anymore. So most of these wrestlers are very young. And so, yeah, they haven't really been, they've only been around, like, I think at most the longest one has been around. So now we have Shayna Baszler with Marissa and Jessamine Duke talking to Shane McMahon about Raw Underground. So maybe that's what they're up to. Maybe they're up to the Raw Underground thing. We saw Shayna talking to them earlier in the night, and we were wondering maybe if they were going to be in whatever tag team tournament they have to figure out who the champions will face at Payback. Not really sure if at this point they have enough time, because by the time SummerSlam happens, they will only have 1 week. I suppose they could have like a fatal 4-way match next Monday to determine the tag team #1 contenders. So I guess there is still time for them to figure that out. They don't really have many women tag teams. Most of them are teams that they paired up of individual wrestlers. So I think Marissa, whatever her name is, and Jessamine Duke will have the upper hand in that. They have been teaming together for years. So I think if they were to enter whatever competition they have to determine the #1 contenders for the women's tag titles, I think they would have the upper hand. But I also don't know how they're going to go about deciding this, because the Iconics, as we know, have been together for a while. We have the Riot Squad, who aren't necessarily getting along right now. You think you know me. Edge. I hear voices in my head, gamer. They counsel me, they advise me. But so yeah, we have a couple of women's tag teams that are potential opponents for Bayley and Sasha for Payback, but I'm not really sure if they determined how they're going to go about that. We have the Iconics. As I said, we have the Riot Squad. I don't see Lana wrestling, so I really don't think Natalya and Lana are going to be involved. I don't know if Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross would be involved, due to the fact that they have Alexa starting another storyline with The Fiend and Braun Strowman. I really think she's going to end up becoming Sister Abigail. So I really don't see them getting into a tag team title picture, because that would kind of mute the point of her being in the storyline with Braun Strowman and The Fiend. So yeah, I think we maybe have 3 or 4 women's tag teams that are actual tag teams that could face the tag team champions. But we will have to see where that goes. I know that they can use women from Raw and SmackDown, because the women's tag team championships they could even maybe use NXT women's tag team, because Sasha and Bayley have defended the titles on all 3 brands up till now. No. Now the 24/7 championship, which is on now in actual match, is now Cedric Alexander. R-Truth got pinned by Shelton Benjamin earlier tonight, and then Alexander pinned Cedric Alexander pinned Shelton Benjamin during that 6-man tag. So now Cedric Alexander is the 24/7 champion, and he is going against Tazira Tozawa and his ninjas. I'm sure R-Truth will have something to do with this. He seems to be in all the storylines pretty much of the 24/7 title. He is hilarious. I love seeing him. Now you're going old school gamer. I am the boogeyman, and I'm coming to get ya. So we have Alexander, who just gave a backbreaker. 2-3, and Shelton Benjamin successfully retains his title. So this is Alexander's first title reign for the 24/7 title. R-Truth has been the champion for most of the time that the belt has existed. I think he's like 56-time champion, some outrageous number like that. So yeah. And there's Shelton Benjamin, who attacks Cedric Alexander from behind and gets the pin on him. So Shelton Benjamin just won the title back. All right, so let's see how long this title reign lasts from Shelton Benjamin. All right, so now we are going back to Raw Underground, apparently. I love R-Truth. He's kind of attitude error, but today it's a shame he didn't get into WWE a decade younger. True, gamer, true. I remember being very excited when he came into WWE. Unfortunately, WWE has not really done anything of caliber with him. He's always been a goof off. So we have Marina Shafir, and she is beating the crap out of some redhead in the ring. And now she is and she's got this chick in like some type of submission hold that looks like it. She's basically turning her into a pretzel. The girl has no choice but to tap out. So Shafir wins her match. And Nia Jax comes into the ring and attacks Shafir. Jessamine Duke tries to get in the ring, and Nia kicks her. And now we got Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax in the ring. All right, so now we got Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler on Raw Underground. And as soon as the bell rings, Nia Jax runs for High Country, gives Duke a nice kick on the way out. All right. Right, Tony. So, like, that's what kind of upset me, was because he already had a reputation when it came to WWE as the run killings, and they just pretty much destroyed it. They took everything he had worked for and pretty much crumbled it in front of his face, like they do with a lot of their superstars that come to them already superstars. It's like, it's almost like Vince thinks, if I didn't help create you, you're not going to. Hello, beautiful Lisa. How are you? But yeah, sometimes I think Vince McMahon feels like if he didn't help create that character or that reputation, then he's just going to crumble it and you're going to be the complete opposite of what you're known for. And it kind of irks me to the point that it just pisses me off. How are you, Lisa? Gamer, I don't know if you're purposely being ignored or hello, Seth, how are you? Tony, are you completely ignoring Gamer for some reason? I'm doing good. Had a pretty good day today. When I got home from work, we had a little birthday party for Tilly because she turns 14 this month. And my neighbor's little son turned 5 on last Friday, and they had a birthday party for him. So he asked me if we could have a birthday party for Tilly. So we did that today. Yeah, he was, Gamer. There you go, Gamer. He's sorry for not greeting you. He's dual tasking. Yes, Taz was a very good grappler and brawler when he was in his younger years. He was like the master of the suplex. And then he had the Taz submission. Not back in the day, he wasn't. Now maybe, but not back in the day. Oh, Gamer, don't come in here talking that trash. So apparently this Saturday on Fox, it will be SummerSlam's hottest moments. I think I got a bad pack of cigarettes or something. They just keep going out. See, I don't agree, Tony. I don't think he was overrated back in the day. Squirrel his prime pre-WWE and neck issues. He was amazing. All right, so now we have apparently Andrade versus Montez Ford. Dawkins obviously is in Ford's corner. Garza is going to be in Andrade's corner. We found out earlier that Zelina Vega is the one that poisoned Montez Ford. They showed a video of her adding something to his drink. All right, so now they are doing their "We Want the Smoke" dance through the audience. So they are talking about the tag team title match for SummerSlam. And we are having a one-on-one match. And Ford is going crazy on Andrade right off the bat. He's not his usual playful self that he is in the ring. Sure, he's very angry at being poisoned. Did a really high flying dive way over the top rope onto the floor onto Andrade. And now he's got Andrade back in the ring, went up to the top rope, but Andrade tripped him and he fell onto the ropes. And Andrade is giving him some chops. Yeah, Gamer, nobody wants to see Lex Luger get back in the ring. All right. So now we have Andrade trying a suplex off the top rope to Ford, and he actually succeeds. Ford did try to fight out of it, but was not successful. Andrade did get a count of 2 in a pin that he did. And now Andrade got Ford in a headlock. And Ford is fighting out of the headlock. Or I guess you could call it a sleeper hold. He wasn't really behind him, but... And they are kind of throwing each other off the ropes. Ford threw Andrade into the ropes and then gave him a big clothesline. Andrade pushed Ford into the ropes, and Ford kind of just rolled over his back. And he did a standing moonsault, got a 2 count. Squirrel, I don't agree. Lex Luger is a sad sight today. And Montez Ford is getting onto the top rope. Zelina is on the ring apron, and out comes Belair, and Vega tried to do a splash on Belair, and Belair slammed her down, which distracted Andrade and allowed Montez Ford to get the pin. And Zelina Vega looks like she's been pretty much killed on the outside. No. To be fair, though, Stephen Hawkins would have performed a much more impressive leg drop than Hogan. More than likely. And now we have Shawn Michaels making his way to the ring. Gamer, there's your man, R-Truth. So apparently the Shawn Michaels, Randy Orton segment will be next. Yeah, Gamer. Most of our grandmothers could have probably done a more impressive leg drop than Hogan. But as kids, we all believed it. As adults, not so much. But Shawn Michaels and the biceps of baldness. Yes. Or badness. The biceps of badness. All right, Gamer. He is the Heartbreak Kid. He is the boy toy. Does he still do the flex? No, he gave up the flex. He now just does his little twirling dance in the ring when he gets in the ring. He doesn't do the flex anymore. He doesn't have the biceps to do the flex anymore. And he's going out in a petticoat, so I'm sure he won't be doing the flex. But And once again, we see the commercial with the man in his underwear. I actually just listened to that commercial for the first time. And he said, I thought we were doing the Zoom thing. All right. Thoughts on Goldberg in AEW? Is Goldberg in AEW? I haven't watched AEW in a while. Is Goldberg really on AEW? I used to love the flex, the lean, and those little arms. Got those biceps that went pow every time. Almost poked your eyes out through the TV. No, squirrel, that's my thoughts. Why is it that every time these motherfuckers end up in the WWE Hall of Fame right after they go to AEW? Jake the Snake did it. Fucking DDP did it. Is Goldberg really in AEW? So, this week, Squirrel, they're calling SmackDown. They're going into what they're calling the WWE Thunderdome. The Thunderdome. And here comes, I think he's sexy. Looks and style. Wow. Move me. I know, I can't, I don't remember all the words anymore. Sexy boy. Heard Khan wants him to sign and redo the streak. DDP, now that's an underrated man. Yes, DDP was a good worker back in the day. I think Goldberg redoing the streak now would be the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. As much as I liked the streak the first time, I don't think Goldberg has it in him. I don't know. So Shawn Michaels is going to replay the segment once again from last week of Randy Orton and Ric Flair, because we just haven't seen it enough yet. He hasn't been in the top form in 2 decades. Goldberg was glorious in WCW. I agree, gamer. And his matches can't really last that long anymore. If you've noticed, every match that he's had in WWE has only been a minute or two. Shawn Michaels is talking about Ric Flair's statement from last week. He says Rick, more than most of them, loved performing in the ring. He says without Ric Flair, there would be no Shawn Michaels, no Triple H, no Edge, no Christian. no Big Show, and certainly no Drew McIntyre. And he says Randy Orton is also on that list. And Sean says, but unlike the rest of them, Randy Orton doesn't have gratitude, even though he had Ric Flair mentoring him for years on a daily basis. But Randy wasn't appreciative of that. And that Randy owed him that. Rick deserved that. And he says he doesn't know how it's going to happen or when it's going to happen. But Randy Orton doesn't know if Randy will meet his end at the end of a Sweet Chin Music or Bro Kick. But that Randy will see it coming. And Randy comes in and RKO's Shawn Michaels out of nowhere. And he just punted Shawn Michaels, knocked his hat off, which shows how bald Shawn Michaels is going. Drew McIntyre runs to the ring. And McIntyre looks pissed. Shawn's trying to get up. They need to put his hat back on. The women that have loved Shawn Michaels for years cannot see the bald spot on the back of his head. That's just sad. And now they're going to use the camera right on the back of his head just to show his comb over. That's not even right. It's not right. It's not right. Shawn Michaels isn't supposed to have a comb over. He's not. And Randy Orton comes back to the ring while Drew's checking on Shawn, and McIntyre gets the upper hand on Randy, clotheslines him out of the ring, and now he's throwing him into the pole, and he's going to throw him into the barricade, into the plexiglass, and he is beating the holy hell out of Randy Orton. And now over the announcer's table, he is beating the shit out of Randy Orton. And now he's going back in the ring to check on Shawn. And here comes Randy Orton again. And he RKO's Drew McIntyre. He was able to RKO Drew. And now Randy's music hits. And he's just looking at Shawn. Shawn's looking at him. Shawn's still down on the mat. And Drew McIntyre's down on the mat after the RKO. And Drew looks even more pissed than he did before. And there you have it, people. Randy Orton finally RKO'd Drew McIntyre and gave Shawn Michaels the punt like we knew he would. So that's just making SummerSlam a little more interesting. What is going to happen at SummerSlam, people? What is going to happen? So there you have it. Shawn Michaels gets the. I just got quickly up on Shawn. Wow, he's aged bad the last few years. Yes, he has, Gamer. And the simple fact that they had the camera on the back of his head and the man has a comb over and they focused the freaking camera right on his comb over. It's not right. He's Shawn freaking Michaels. You don't focus on his comb over. The man had the most beautiful hair for years, and you're going to focus on his comb over? The hell is wrong with you? Seriously. My dear God. Dreamer, are you still here? Dreams! Dreams! I haven't heard from you in a while. But yeah, Shawn is looking very old, and even older after they showed the comb over and the big old bald spot right on the top of his head. He's got the beanie thing going on. Yeah. And then he's got a massive widow's peak, whatever you want to call it. And he literally had like 10 hairs going over the patch in the back. And it's just sad. It was a sad comb over. And I can't believe they focused on it, came up behind him, and made that the number one camera. What is wrong with people? Really, Hunter? You would do that to your best friend? Very ashamed. You should be very ashamed of yourself, Hunter. How dare you? All right. But yes, that would be the end of Raw. So we will have to talk more on Wednesday about what we think will happen at SummerSlam. So don't forget, this weekend, Friday is SmackDown in the Thunderdome. Then we have NXT TakeOver on Saturday. Good night, Tony. Then we have SummerSlam on Sunday. So it's all looking like it's going to be with the Thunderdome. It's in some new location, and it's going to be interactive, people. All right. But yes, we kind of saw it coming, but I did not see. I'm still very upset about the comb over and the fact that they focused on it. I can't believe that. I just don't know. All right, people. I hope you have a good night. And like I said, join me on Wednesday and we'll talk more about what happened tonight and what we think will be the outcomes on Friday Night SmackDown. Maybe we'll talk a little bit about NXT. I may have NXT going off in the background. Not really sure yet, but we will have to see what happens for this weekend. Night squeeze. All right. Good night, Lisa. Good night, Gamer. Good night, everyone. Like I said, join me on Wednesday and we will talk more about what to look forward to for SmackDown and TakeOver. I hope you all have a good night and a good day tomorrow. I may join in on Jimmy's stream again tomorrow night, but squeeze is short for squirrel. Really, Gamer? On that note, I think that's a good time to end the stream. That Gamer said squeeze is a short for squirrel. Never knew that. Must be a British thing. All right, folks. Love you. Thank you for joining. And like I said, I'll see you tomorrow night on Jimmy's stream probably. And I will see you on Wednesday on my stream if I don't see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Peace. Love ya. Thanks for joining. Bye, guys.